Final role quest. Let's go. Though I'm not happy to be on right now. I tried to buy a Fantasia, from the, Monk Station or Final Fantasy store. My card won't go through or anything, so... My card won't work. The functionality of using Steam Wallet won't work. The Amazon payment won't work, and I dare not even comprehend trying to use their Crystal system. But, okay. Seeds of Disquiet. Did my eyes deceive me lately, Ronald? I'll try again. Oh, thank the Kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of the most urgent matter, the hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though, we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy. It commands the skies of Doma. What? But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming this adversity. It's been my pleasure. Going to Doma. I haven't been in Doma in forever. It's been a very long time. Stepped foot anywhere in Doma's areas. Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yagiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Lady Luna. I did everything in Doma already, I think. Well, except for the side quests. I think. But major content like restoring the Doman Enclave, and such. Wait, what's that? What's this? Oh, that's all the relic. That's Gungog, I think. It is good to see you, Ronald. When we received word that you, of all people, had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet, here you are. Hiya, Gary. Lord Hien will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here a moment. Well. That the Kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome. The time is not on our side. It's not long after receiving word of men transforming into piteous beasts of Davnair, a similar creature was born of a woman and is sorry. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. And all too cruel was the fate, for the one slain was among prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with Asahi and the Empire, just when they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foes won't be kept to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. We're gonna need a giant cannon. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Damnare. And their numbers increase by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety, emotions which of late can be found in abundance. Slaying the beasts means nothing if people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hiei! You have to help the villagers. They... Sir, please calm yourself. Tell us what happened. Another has been turned in Namai, my lord, for a blessing. No one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen here. It seems that it would seem we have less time than I thought. Worry not, we will see to the beast. I thought, yep, there's no no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray? Always. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. Let's go! I want to get this done fast, to be honest. Although it will take about 2.5 hours. The beast was I hear, I swear it. I thank you for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to the village. We should split up. If we are to have any chance of finding it. Ronald, would you see to the west? I'll search the north, and Yugiri, I'll leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, we possibly are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let us not waste any more time. What the? Yeah, so my eye level is only 587. I couldn't buy the full gear set, sadly, to get to 640. Alright, we heard shouting and came as if we could. It would appear Ronald arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Why did you kill my brother? Young man, that creature was not your kid, not anymore. Had she not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain by my behest. for it was the only way. You're wrong. You killed him. Murdered you. What was that about? Let's see. What are you doing here? Searching for Tambo. But clearly, you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you might have guessed. And Tombo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you forgive for I give you I beg you forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not among those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into a shadow of her former self. Tsuru may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death and of their father's absence, of hope and of hate all at once. They had nothing. Ah, my apologies for rambling. Oh no. It was a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. Ah, I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tombo. For all the people of Doma. Please return home, Lacey, and be safe. Let us return to the Doma Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. Man, I wanna go play. I wanna go do cult stuff. He played a lot of Cult of the Lamb and did a lot of stuff in that game very quickly. Because we put it on easy mode. Difficulty doesn't affect achievements, so it's like, you can play on easy mode and have a relaxing, fun time. It does get a little chaotic after a while, because having a bunch of followers that just don't know what to do, you have to teach them, essentially, by putting down certain buildings that tells them what to do. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance. And an apology for I made you an executioner in Tabo's eyes. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast's brother. Come. But we haven't time to dwell on regrets and what should have been. No, we need to take action. After hearing of Tombo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, so there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yutsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother. But it came at an expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them, and their grief. But what are those who cannot bring themselves to do even that? Who are left alone with their anger and their pain? There may be a way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tombo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in their anguish ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I began making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believed are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, who have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured, we will keep you apprised of our findings. Yeah. When the kami answer. Ronald, you have yet ascertained the whereabouts of the blast. We have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Isari. But for a blessing, we have received no reports of others that have turned. He, for his part, has made a consecrated effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away overlong. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination. Sorry. Might I ask you to go with me? Thank you. I'm sure there is no cause for concern. But nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. It could never be just straightforward, just... Oh, we're at the Ruby Sea. Oh yeah, that... I forgot the Ruby Sea is connected to this. So the last time I was here... Was it that? Yeah, it was that. It was, during, completing the rest of Heaven on High. 100 floors, done. Mind you, I didn't do it solo, so... I might try one day to do it solo, but... They say machinist is oddly the best use if you want to do it solo easily. Because you could just kite everything. But I might just be a fool and just run in there as monk. Ronald Yagiri. My apologies if I gave you cause for concern. Assessing the state of affairs here approved. Difficult. Oh. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refused to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if it was aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. No cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Ronald, let us see what we can discover. Both of you. Okay. I owe a great debt to Olohian. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the Viceroy for her crimes and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. Blasphemy. You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited by a monster by a kami. Izanami. Where Laura Hien is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love. What? Is such a thing possible? That's right, the blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Asari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I am to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Casey has ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessings, but she somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Hearsay is what it is. Oh, okay, so that's what it is. Their beliefs and stuff make them think that she's turned into a kami, not realizing, no, she's becoming a horrid monster of despair. I see, little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nature of Doma and ushers souls of the departed onto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kissy can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. The perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of the fanaticism. Fanaticism? Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention, as you both do attend in my stead. Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. Oh boy. I don't like this already. Here's up, sir. I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Veil and be among us. What you know. Huh. Father? Still tending the nets, like I told you. Yeah, Father, every day next to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I was proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you be blessed by the sea's bounty. It's... What's... He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Izamis shall put all to free. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them into the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. What? Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? With my hand? Like, oh, this is... I'll just ask her, can you speak with... Can you commune with the Mother Crystal? Ability, all that she claims? No. It's just foreplay. It's just, like, manipulation. That's all it is. A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her. I find that hard to believe. And so, those of the tenants appear quite convinced by Lord. She's building a cult! And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain. Nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there had not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tombo's brother. Which could only mean word of Casey and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes, Izanami. That's the blasphemy here? Yeah. What? Or here in the kami, she appeared as if from nowhere, and in the next instant, this poor man was. So we were too late. I spoke with him before, and he's sorry. She's going after those from the prisoner exchange probably because it believes that it's unfair that they returned, but not her fam. Those she cared for. You recognize them then? Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. It's not. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you call it? But you are surely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, chosen to serve as a vessel for Enzanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. Well, now we get to witness it. Minato. I won't. There's no logic in it. No justice. The witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hian can't give me even that. And when I look at the families he made whole, at their happiness, I feel a hole in my heart. A gaping wound that will never heal will begin to bleed. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. Sin lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the Kami and in his army. I want to believe, but she would. That's a blasphemy. Say what you want. Considering we've been dealing with this the whole time. Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between our world and ours. Dare to defy the will of the Kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of 2 innocents, but recently returned to us. I cannot and will not accept that the Kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sight of Tsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Galamald's wars, now dead and forgotten in a foreign land. With all due respect, Luan, is it not your duty to protect Doma and our people? How are we to place our faith in a man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? Only the Kami are deserving of our admiration, as they have always been. We really need to teach these people about idling. I don't understand why these people, no one knows about Lin and the Mother Crystal. The villagers are no doubt loath to ask me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seemed distracted during our conversation with Nancy. Is something the matter? The echo and the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. As a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family, becoming one with the divine, was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know now what must be done. I but pray her does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the enclave. Let's go! From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. 'Tis plain she was a good-natured, kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yutsuyo to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. A path to despair paved by my good intentions. A truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience upon my dying day. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the beast she has become, she would implore us to stop her, which is why we must find the others who were returned to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. Home no longer. Ronald, if you've come to ask after the lunch, I have not to share. As of yet, our shinobi have no sight of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Hiei has seen them safely to the Kenkan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of the villagers turning in yet. Before the situation takes a turn of earth, there is a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisi. Though a villager is sorry, I suspect she may in fact hail from my home, Sunosado. Huh? Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin contact Sunosado in my stead. To hear tale of it, Princess Kurianai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. Mention of Kira, however, their cordial warmth turned to strangely cold. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Sunosado themselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might well go unnoticed in your company, if you're willing to take the risk. Thank you. Make for Onokuro. The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. Oh. How many years has it been since I last saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma. But even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Sunosado. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste, I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun. A sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon, training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I loved grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves and hopefully the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret my own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I will remain naught but a faceless shinobi and your employee. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for the Sunosado. Oh yeah, this place. I had a feeling we'd be here. All these years, yet not appears to have changed since the day I left. But now it's not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Departure from Tsunosado was likely decades ago. Perhaps the elder village elders will know why she chose to leave. Or we might have been thrown out. The name sounds familiar, and yet, apologies, friend. My memory is not what it once was. But I still got another. My, it has been quite some time since last I heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, banished after drawing the ire of the former Pruby princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you could tell us? Nagi. It's quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out. Mother. I had hoped to avoid my parents, but if there's no other way, Ronald, might I ask you to take the lead? Nope, you gotta come with us. Be you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? Yes, we were close, but that was a long, long time ago. So, if I can be of assistance to the woman whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Who was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age, she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years, knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy. Words of her town eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shushi of the Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what she said to her in the palace, only that the priestess was incandescent of rage and ordered her exile for her. Some believe she revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, have spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful. But who is to say the dead would know the truth, or not speak to deceive? Thus, we could never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or a power divine. The one thing that is certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoken with into her banishment. Huh. Forgive me, but have we met companion before? She looks familiar. I believe this is the first time our humble shinobi has visited. Is that so? For the brief moment, you reminded me of someone quite dear to my heart. Being a shinobi, I presume you have heard tales of Yuguri Mistwalker? Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her, that we could not be more proud of her. I will. I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you and her thoughts. They know. They know it's her. But they won't say it. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onana? My apologies for placing you in so particular a situation. But I must confess, it did my heart good to see Mother and Father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace as a shinobi of Doma. No, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Mayhap there will come a day when Kunosada opens to the world. A day where Yogiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. Would that Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity, but Lord Kyron and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost to the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair. But make no mistake, Lorhia knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes. If I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I've said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. This is going faster than I thought. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one? Yes. So she does, in fact, hail from Tsunosada. And you say she possessed these divine gifts since childhood? Genuine or no, the people believe her. And more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Kincan. Its defenses bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I've spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. It might be closer than you think. Wouldn't be surprised if it's being harbored somewhere. In the village.